So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Back into 35. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And this will be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
He'll get this to Connor underneath. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again, Jackson. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets
I like this
2nd and 4.
I feel like I'm out here in the
I know where they're really going here. With those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
That damn ball, boy.
A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 20.
Yeah, because that team was over there rushing.
That'll make it 4th down after a
Field
loss
goal.
of 1.
Hayward's ability to take off
Field goal around here.
point
Why?
of attack and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Come on, man.
Jackson now off the bootleg. On the move to his left.
Give me them, boy. Talking about no damn field goal, boy. Talking about no field goal, boy. And it's on all
27 yards.
that. Get it out of there.
Ravens have taken the early lead.
Let's go.
Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
And I think you start
They
with the
didn't.
offense
I made it
and you give
happen.
them credit for going for it, having that kind of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone, and no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you told before, realize it hasn't worked for someone else, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And as a defensive end, getting the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition.
Come on, dude. You didn't see that damn pass, man.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
That was a good play, though.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice game.
The tackle made by L.J. Ford.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run.
Shoulders look so damn
Let's
high.
get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back,
neck sitting in his
you
chest.
spend time with your offensive
But
line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5 now.
Oh, I left that shit wide open. Where you going, boy?
Man, the tight end, McDonald.
Like that.
And he's going to be taken down with
critical.
the first down at the Ravens 33. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Shut this bitch down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens 7, Steelers 0.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Come on, brother. Where you walking,
Seems as if
bro?
the passing attack starting to heat
Starting
up a
to
little bit here in the
Baltimore.
second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. They'll try and run forward with Connor.
No.
He's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better.
Shut up.
Shut up. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Eric Ebron there to make the grab. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Boswell good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The dangerous Hill now to return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
On the counter, Ingram. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson, throw left side complete. That's Ingram. Give him 8 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Throwing is Jackson. Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Chris Boswell on for the point.
So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it hit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see
the end racism on the bottom of the helmet.
In front of them, and they took big advantage of it. Went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return man is Hill. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard.
Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try to loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look him up. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Quarterback been struggling? Nah, he ain't been struggling, cuz. Let me show you what the quarterback might do, man. Making plays out of
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And the Steelers pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
On second down, Ingram. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Jackson. Steps away. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
We call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Eric Ebron with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And we do talk a lot about how the tight end position has changed in the NFL. Here's a great example. It used to be that they were linemen who occasionally caught passes. Now they're wide receivers who occasionally block people. And right here, this isn't tight end speed. It's definitely wide receiver speed.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Returning it, Hill. And he returns this to the 22.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try to mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
He lost the
and
football.
It's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot, and that time he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often. Remember, he's not Lamar Jackson, not Michael Vick back in the day. Always has to protect the football because there's always going to be people around.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Roethlisberger. Got an open man, it's Washington. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. Very strong gain of 24. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 2. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, this from 39. And Boswell's kick is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7.
Let's go.
So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
We have hit halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
24, Ravens 7.
So tied for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Roethlisberger will hand a counter. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Roethlisberger. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Pernell McPhee. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. To throw here, Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. So possession goes over here on the punt.
The Ravens take over.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what are you symptomatic?
This is symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
And he can't quite pick it. No interceptions so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Bud Dupree, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
On 3rd down, Ingram. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson.
Nigga.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. Now it's Roethlisberger. That's complete right around the 8. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.